The COVID-19 pandemic has been one of the most devastating events in human history. It has killed millions of people, disrupted economies and societies, and raised urgent questions about its origin. How did the novel coronavirus that causes COVID-19 emerge and infect humans for the first time? Was it a natural occurrence or a result of human intervention? To answer these questions, the U.S. intelligence community conducted a 90-day review of all available information and evidence on COVID-19 origins. The review was ordered by President Joe Biden in May 2023, following a report by the World Health Organization that failed to provide a conclusive explanation. The review was also mandated by the COVID-19 Origin Act of 2023, which was passed unanimously by both chambers of Congress and signed into law by President Biden. The act required the intelligence community to declassify information relating to potential links between the Wuhan Institute of Virology, WIV, and the origin of the COVID-19 pandemic. The WIV is a civilian research institute in China that specializes in studying coronaviruses and other infectious diseases. It has been at the center of controversy and speculation since the outbreak of COVID-19 in Wuhan, China. In late, some have alleged that the WIV was conducting risky experiments with bat coronaviruses that could have accidentally leaked or intentionally released the virus that causes COVID. Others have defended the WIV as a reputable institution that follows strict biosafety protocols and has no connection to the pandemic. The Declassified report by the U.S. intelligence community, which was released on June 23, 2023, aimed to shed light on these allegations and provide an objective assessment of COVID-19 origins based on the best available intelligence and scientific data. The report outlined the intelligence community's understanding of the WIV, its capabilities, and the actions of its personnel leading up to and in the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic. The report also addressed the merits of the two most likely pandemic origins hypotheses: natural exposure to an infected animal or a laboratory-associated incident. The report revealed that the intelligence community remains divided over the likely origin of COVID. While all agencies agree that both hypotheses are plausible, they differ in how they weigh intelligence reporting and scientific publications and how they deal with intelligence and scientific gaps. According to the report, 5 agencies assessed that natural exposure to an infected animal was more likely than a laboratory-associated incident, while 2 agencies assessed that a laboratory-associated incident was more likely than natural exposure. One agency remains unable to determine the precise origin of COVID. The report also disclosed some new details about the WIV's activities and interactions with the People's Liberation Army, PLA, China's military force. The report stated that although the WIV is independent of the PLA, some WIV personnel have worked with scientists associated with the PLA on public health-related research and collaborated on biosafety and biosecurity projects. The report did not find any evidence that the WIV was involved in developing or testing biological weapons or conducting gain-of-function research that would enhance the virulence or transmissibility of coronaviruses. The report concluded that despite its extensive efforts, the intelligence community was unable to provide a definitive answer on COVID-19 origins due to limited information and cooperation from China. The report called for further investigation and collaboration with international partners and experts to fill in the remaining gaps and resolve this critical question. The report also emphasized that understanding COVID-19 origins is not only important for accountability and transparency, but also for preventing future pandemics and enhancing global health security. The U.S. intelligence community has released a declassified report on COVID-19 origins. The report was mandated by the COVID-19 Origin Act of 2023, which called for transparency and accountability on this issue. The report outlines what the intelligence agencies know and don't know about the possible links between the Wuhan Institute of Virology, WIV, and the origin of the pandemic. The report reveals that the intelligence community remains divided over the most likely origin of COVID. Some agencies favor the natural exposure hypothesis, while others favor the laboratory-associated hypothesis. However, none of them have high confidence in their assessments, and they all acknowledge significant gaps and uncertainties in the available evidence. The report also shows that the WIV is a civilian research institute that has collaborated with scientists from the People's Liberation Army, PLA, on some projects related to public health and biosafety. However, the report does not provide any direct evidence that the WIV or the PLA were involved in creating or releasing SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID. The report also states that almost all agencies agree that SARS-CoV-2 was not genetically engineered, laboratory adapted, or developed as a biological weapon. The report concludes that more information is needed to determine the origin of COVID-19 with confidence. The report calls for further cooperation from China and other countries, as well as more scientific research and analysis. The report also emphasizes that understanding the origin of COVID-19 is crucial for preventing future pandemics and enhancing global health security.